Nice little 3-0 sweep with the complimentary plays for yours truly yesterday as I gave you free winners on Iowa State, Tennessee, and Kentucky, 15-7 college basketball free pick run with a push along the way, and 3 free selections coming up in just a moment: Wisconsin, Oregon, Michigan, Texas, San Diego State, and North Dakota State. Well, yesterday, guys, the dogs certainly bit back as the favorites went 7-9 versus the number yesterday. And for the second straight day, 3 dogs won outright. So after the favorites went 8-6-2 on Thursday, 7-9 yesterday, that means the past 3 years in the round of 64. Second round play, FYI, that would mean the favorites have just a slight 7-game advantage versus the odds makers at 49, 42, and 3. Of course, it's all cyclical, as I pointed out in yesterday's video report, because the 3 years prior to that, the underdogs had a whopping 57, 36, and 1 advantage. Now, in terms of today's play and tomorrow's play, round of 32, third round play, it's interesting because each of the past 3 years, the favorites and the dogs, a perfect split, 8-8 against the spread. 3 straight years running. In fact, over the past 9 years, the favorites are only 6 games over 500. My personal philosophy here is why you see such even distribution between the favorites and the dogs cashing winning tickets, simply because now the odds makers have adjusted. Everybody has seen everybody play the first 2 days of the tournament. So now the lines are much sharper. It just makes sense. It's no different than when I tell you that at the beginning of every season, no matter the sport, it's the only time you have the advantage over the odds makers. Like, for example, baseball. First 3 weeks of the baseball season, easiest time to win. It might be the easiest sport to win the first 3 weeks, period. You had the advantage over the odds makers. Well, you had the advantage over the odds makers on Thursday and Friday because you had so many teams, so many mismatches in terms of, a BCS power conference team playing the little sister of the poor conference team that managed to punch its ticket by winning its meaningless tournament in some small-time conference. You didn't have any equality. It made it harder for the lines to be adjusted. Well, now the lines have been adjusted, and that's why I think that you see such parity in terms of who wins and covers over the past 3 years. As I said, 8-8 each of the past 3 years, and the favorites just 6 games over 500 over a 9-year period heading into today's action. Hey, a couple of things. Quick congratulations going out to Jeff Benton, who cashed in yesterday as the half-price play of the day. Benton scoring once more in college basketball, 26-16 run, making $10 bettors, a little over $6,000. Yesterday, scoring with Wichita State, crushing Cal Poly. And you got that, of course, as the half-price play of the day is 100-dime winner number 16 out of 22. The half-price play of the day today, FYI, is going to be Gabriel DuPont, 100-dime winner number 10 out of 14, and third in 3 days. Thursday, you got his 100-dime total of the year winner with Albany in Florida staying under. You got it for $5. Yesterday, 100-dime winner Stephen F. Austin, outright over VCU. I'm sorry, every time I think of Stephen F. Austin, I think about the $6 million man as when I was a kid, Steve Austin. I'm sorry. But anyway, the half-price play of the day today, Gabriel DuPont, 100-dime winner number 10 out of 14, third in 3 days. It's third round dog of the year. And it's half price. And guess what the coupon code is? Yes, it's the word half. Half, H-A-L-F. This, of course, being Saturday, every single Saturday for over 2 years now, I've given you a money-saving discount coupon code that can potentially save you hundreds of dollars. That coupon code is 23%, 23, and then spell out the word P-E-R-C-E-N-T. What that will do is get you 23% off your total purchase price. That's good for anything here at the site, whether you're buying individuals, handicappers, picks, packages, any combination of handicappers or picks and packages. Only stipulation is you got to put everything in your shopping cart at one single time. You can't come in and, buy Brad Wilton's big 100-dime winner number 7 out of 9 on Pittsburgh and Florida, an early game, and then come back 4 hours later and buy Jeff Benton's latest college basketball winner. You have to put everything in your shopping cart at one time. You use that coupon code 23%, and now save you 23% off your total purchase price. Also, quick props going out to Craig Davis yesterday for $9. You got his biggest college release all year, 75-dime winner number 6 out of 7, his tournament total of the year. How easy was that one? Iowa State and NC Central going over the total by 23 points, and you got the winner for just $9. Today, that $9 play, FYI, Trace Adams, who is the winningest handicapper here in the big dance over the past 2 years, making $1 bettors a little over $12,000, his second biggest play of the season. Tournament total of the year, Dayton Syracuse over under. Of course, he started the tournament on Thursday with a 1,500 star side selection on Dayton outright over Ohio State. Trace 80 will save you $80 and get that play for $9. Once again, Trace 80. Now, if some of the handicappers I mentioned don't happen to be here at the site, just keep in mind, guys, you can always contact customer service and they'll point you in the right direction. Hey, by the way, I did something different here for the bailout special on Saturday. I saw Brian Rosica skipped the dance today, which, hey, it's perfectly fine. A win is a win, no matter the sport. Turned to the NBA with overall winner number 9 out of 12. His NBA 75-dime winner number 4 in a row. He's perfect 3-0 with them this season. It goes obviously on the nighttime card. You can get it for $29 simply by using coupon code ROSICA70. ROSICA, and the number 70. Okay, let's get to the complimentary plays, guys. I want to first take a look at the North Dakota State game in Spokane against San Diego State. Listen, San Diego State is tough as nails defensive team. Problem with the Aztecs all season long is they have a problem putting points on the board. And isn't it ironic that last year they got upset by number 14 Florida Gulf Coast, and now they're taking a 12 seed on? And you know what that 12 seed did on Thursday? They upset the number 5 seed Oklahoma, rallying late in regulation and then winning in overtime 80-75 over the Sooners. Meanwhile, the Aztecs blew an 8-point lead with like a minute and a half to go in their game against New Mexico State late on Thursday night. Then they needed to go into overtime to win that game 73-69. They only shot like 39% versus New Mexico State in this contest. Now, no doubt San Diego State comes for the better conference, the Mountain West compared to the Summit. But this is a Bison's team that can shoot lights out with the basketball. They shot 52.9% against Oklahoma. And on the season, who, and this is a great Jeopardy question for you, who's the number 1 shooting team in the nation this year? Yeah, believe it or not, North Dakota State. And before I told you their nickname was the Bison, you probably didn't know that. They hit 50.9% of their shots this season. You know, they had a couple of little step-up games. They beat Notre Dame early in the season when the Irish were at full health, really wowed them, 95-77. Beat Delaware 85-66. You know, Delaware made the dance winning the Colonial Conference before getting pounded by Michigan State by 14 a couple days, or 15 on Thursday. So I'm going to go with North Dakota State plus the 3 points. I wish they were getting 4.5, but I still like them plus the 3 points in this game. Okay, your next complimentary play. Let me just look here and make sure I'm giving these in reverse chronological order. I'll take a look at the game between Michigan and Texas. This one going at 5:15 Eastern Time. Michigan will certainly have the support of the crowd because you're in Big Ten country with the game being played in Milwaukee. Here's the thing. Texas has the 2 big guys up front, okay? You got Jonathan Holmes, he's like 6'7", 240. You got Cameron Ridley, who's like 6'9", 270. I mean, those 2 combined for 15 rebounds a game. Now, Michigan has some size, okay? They got John Horford, who's not much of a scorer, but he's 6'10", 250. They got Jordan Morgan, who's 6'8", 250. They got the undersized Glenn Robinson III up there, okay? But the advantage that Texas may have in the front court is negated by the advantage Michigan will have in terms of size and performance in the backcourt. Listen, the Texas guards are both young. Felix and Taylor, not necessarily good shooters, and they really struggled all season long outside of Austin. On the road, they were different players. Well, now you're going up against a Michigan backcourt. It has 2 starters that are 6'5". You know, Taylor and Felix are under 6 foot. And you got a talented 3-man backcourt for Michigan. I think the Wolverines also have the coaching advantage here as well. Do I like that they're a 4.5 to 5 point favorite? No, but here's the bottom line. You know, Texas, yes, did get by Arizona State, but Arizona State is no Michigan, okay? I mean, Arizona State came in this tournament inconsistent all season long and had lost their 3 previous games. You know, Texas came in to the Big 12 tournament after losing 5 straight road games to close the regular season. They bounced West Virginia, and then that bounced on the air by Baylor. Very lucky to get by Arizona State, which was a weak rebounding team, period. I think Michigan is going to be able to take this game. Listen, you know, Michigan's going to probably throw a lot of zone on them. Texas only shot like 30% in Big 12 competition this year from 3-point land. So I'm going to go with Michigan as that selection. Your final play, I think it's one of the toughest games on the board. It's Wisconsin and Oregon, guys. Now, true, it's in Milwaukee, so, you know, the Red are going to be there everywhere supporting the Badgers. But you got a contrast in styles. You've got a Wisconsin team that, yes, is scoring more points this year than they have in a number of years, maybe a decade, okay? But ultimately, the Badgers want to slow down the pace of the game. They would love to draw you into that half-court game. Oregon, they just want to whiz up and down the floor. That's the bottom line with the Ducks. Now, listen, Wisconsin struggled at the outset and then blew out American by 40 points. Held them to like 30% shooting from the game. Big deal. It was American. The Ducks played a much tougher opponent, BYU. Beat them 87-68 on Thursday. Despite not being able to hit the broad side of the barn from three-point land, I think they were just 2 for 14 with their threes. You got Frank Kaminsky, the 7-foot center for Wisconsin, their best player, who's really coming off a bad game against American. In 20 foul play minutes, he only had 8 points. You have a contrast in styles. You got Wisconsin basically playing a home game minus the 4 points. I think it's really a difficult contest, But here's the thing. I think it's that contrast in styles that's going to be the difference. Now, when Oregon got bounced by UCLA in the Pac-12 tournament, it's because UCLA was an athletic team that liked to run up and down the floor. That is not Wisconsin's game. I think Oregon has a shooter's chance to stay within this 5-point number, and that's why I'm going to go with the Ducks plus the points in that contest. So, again, the free selections today, I'm going to go with North Dakota State as a dog. I'm going to go with Oregon as a dog, and I'm going to lay the points with Michigan. That'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all, and I'll catch you again on Sunday morning.